Nothing is ever about me. That can either be a problem or a solution, because it's like, well, the world doesn't revolve around any single person, no matter how much they want to believe it does. Because we're all one, but we're all competing against each other. We're all in markets that are against each other. We're in competitive work environments, yada yada yada. We're all independently in our own territory, in our own situation, which can, freedom. Freedom has pros and cons. Definitely, but it's pretty much the only way to live, in my opinion. You know, I'm sure there are a lot of people that believe the same. But what I was just trying to talk about is just like how I'm not like how you can be really important or not important depending on what you do and say. You know, and if you really, being the more important you are, the more power you have, the more significant you are to the human race, the more risks that are involved. Because the more people are going to hate you, the more attention you get, the more you can be exposed to the different types of people. And there's a lot of fucked up people in the world. You know what I'm saying? I'll just leave that at that. But um, so basically, for me, and making videos every day and doing what I do, part of it's just like, well, I don't know. I feel like not that I'm not important or no one cares or anything like that, because I feel like a lot of that's irrelevant. Like, who cares and who doesn't? Like, people always say that all the time, like, oh, no one cares. Well, it's like, well, a lot of people are just kind of living their own lives, so whether they care about me or not is kind of irrelevant, you know. So, I should never be like, people can be like very caught up on that, like, oh, no one cares about me, no one loves me, and that can make you feel like shit. And I think it's really important to be like, hey, look at it in a different way. Like, hey, people have their lives, they're busy, they got things that they're doing, and some of them can be kind of fucked up, So you don't even want to be involved with some people, you know what I'm saying? Like, you never know, but anyways, it's kind of like I feel like very insignificant and unimportant, like no one cares type shit. But then I feel like very, the opposite end. So I feel like both at once, depending on who you talk to, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So if and I think like especially like the internet and stuff is like if you can get people to care, then you know. But I don't know. But like it's to say like, oh yeah, a bunch of people watch my video, but how many of them really care about me? Well, it's like I don't know, like, they probably have kids, some of them probably have, families and kids or friends or whatever the fuck they're doing in their life, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, it's not even really like, I don't know. It seems like I don't even care if anybody else cares, but to really, like, think about how relevant you are, how important you can be very important. You can mean a lot, but at the same time, it's like you're just assuming a position and believing in something that's sort of like it's like this. I don't know, it's like the reason why people get inspired and all this, and then they get really inspired to do things, and they just end up like a shell of a person because they don't want to show their real self. They don't want to be like they can't be who they are, because who they are, they're too afraid of who they are, you know or they have to be some superstar, they have to be some funny person or some singer, or like, whatever the fuck it is. And no matter what you do, there are gonna be people that aren't gonna like you because they don't feel the same way as you, and you can change. Like me, I changed a lot. I changed so much. Like, I used to listen to a lot of like sad music and stuff, like a bunch of music that like very dark lyrics and themes, and I've done a lot of, and there's no shame in that or anything, like it's just kind of stuff that like I've liked a lot of different stuff, and I don't know, I moved on from some of that because like I couldn't do it anymore. Like it just seemed like to his point, it's like, well, I'm just giving in to the notion and the belief that this is even real. You know what I'm saying? So for me, so whenever I take that to me being like the center of attention, the world revolving around me, it's like, well, you know, it's kind of the same way. It's like, well, maybe it's kind of irrelevant either way you want to put it, and you shouldn't feel bad about it, but you can just think about it however you want. So it's almost a paradox of like logically trying to explain things and seeing them for what they are, and just kind of like, I don't know, just kind of like sitting there and being like, okay, like I still want to do what I gotta do though, regardless of you know all of the stigma, all of the shit surrounding it. It just seems like it's a bunch of irrelevant bullshit that's just like, hey, I'm just a guy. Like, I'm not trying to use anyone. I'm not trying to force anyone to watch my videos or anything. I'm not really trying to be a revolutionary either. I'm not trying to really like get my hands dirty, like get my hands in things that I don't want. Like, I'm not trying to be invested in a way that it's like I'm a target or something. You know what I'm saying? Or like no, I'm not really trying. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I guess I'm just eating ice cream for now, and I'll just let it be at that. Yeah.